Here at Paddy Power, we're the home of the Money Back Special, with some incredible offers every single week. Check out the website or app today. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus begambleaware.org.
Yes, welcome along to the GAA Postcast in association with Paddy Power. It is the last round of the Super 8s in the Football Championship, and to preview 4 cracking games, we have got our regular football pundit Paddy O'Rourke and Damien Fitzgerald from our sponsors Paddy Power. I'm David Jennings, and it is, lads, this weekend is going to obviously set the tone for the rest of the championship, because we've got Mayo in there, and either Mayo or Donegal are going to exit the championship. This is when the serious stuff starts. But before we get stuck in, we're going to have a regular 3 quickfire questions, and the first 3 are for you, Paddy O'Rourke. And number 1 is, and I've been thinking about this all week looking at the market, the Footballer of the Year market seems wide open, and the betting suggests that way, but surely there's value in there somewhere, possibly in the Dublin camp. And before you give your answer, Damien Fitzgerald, can you give us some prices, please, on the Footballer of the Year market? Have you ever known it so open?
Yeah, no, at this stage it's very open, obviously. I suppose it's going to be one from now on is kind of the thing, so that's why it's so open. Jack McCaffrey's our fav at 5-1. We've been seeing a bit of support for him the last week, actually. David Clifford 11-2, Con O'Callaghan 8s, Michael Murphy 8s, Cluxton is 10s, Fenton and McShane 12s, Mannion 14s, and then 20s bar.
Right, Paddy O'Rourke, it's 5-1 the field. Who should we be backing?
I wouldn't mind having a few quid on Brian Fenton. I think he's guaranteed the start. He's guaranteed to, when Dublin play well, he usually plays well. If he can saunter through the middle at the weekend and clip a goal, have a big semi-final and then play well in the final, I wouldn't mind having a few quid on him at 12-1.
12-1, Brian Fenton, he is a class act, almost guaranteed
Absolutely.
to get another All-Star. Damien, I know we'll have 3 questions for you, but what would your answer be there?
I think McCaffrey is a very good front runner. Like, I think at 5s, I think in the bigger games for Dublin, he really stands out. Like, he was man of the match in the All-Ireland semi-final and final last year, and he didn't get Player of the Year. And I think the thing with Fenton is he got it last year, so maybe they'll give it to someone else this year. I think Jack McCaffrey, at 5-1, I can see why the money is coming on him.
And I do think, we all think Dublin are going to win the championship. So if you do think Dublin will win the championship, I think, was it basically Lee Keegan and Andy Moran both got it when Dublin won the All-Ireland, and I think the selection committee got a bit of guff for that. So I would be surprised if Dublin won the championship that it wasn't a Dublin player. Would you, Damien?
Yeah, I think if they win 5 in a row, I think you'll probably see 3 Dublin players nominated unless someone really stands out. So yeah, I think it'll probably be a Dublin player if they win. All right.
Okay, no. Say your second question, Paddy, is, apart from your Uncle Colm, who is your favourite Sunday game football pundit?
I'd say Kevin McStay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
go on, explain.
I think he calls it fairly straight, and he's got a good background in the game, obviously from being a player and then on the sideline as a coach through club and now into county as well. I think he's all round. He's very good, and he's easy to listen to, and he makes very valid points. He doesn't go off on mad tangents, and he doesn't make it about himself at all.
And he used to do your job. He used to be our pundit on the GAA Postcast. So maybe you'll follow in his footsteps, Paddy, and make your way up the ladder to the Sunday game.
I just don't think I have the background, the football to back it up. I think he's got a few more trophies and medals on the counter than I have.
You're young yet. Okay, question number 3. You have to pick the best 6 Dublin forwards of all time in their usual positions. Tell me the numbers 10 to 15. Okay, number 10.
Paul Flynn.
11.
Alan Brogan.
Oh, I thought Kieran Kilkenny might be there. Okay, 12.
Kieran Duff.
Oh, Jesus, we're going back in time there. 13.
Boom Boom J.O.
Whoa. 14.
Jimmy Keaveney.
You definitely negotiate with your dad over this. And number 15.
Bernard Brogan.
Whoa, so no Kieran Kilkenny. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was a toss of a coin there, but I think Alan Brogan, I know he doesn't have the same medals that Kilkenny has won in the last 6 or 7 years, but I think for what he did for them 2002 up to 2014, I think he had to be in there somewhere. And I was going to put him in a corner forward and put Kieran Duff or someone at centre forward. But no, I have to have Boom Boom J-O in there somewhere as well.
Any notable omissions there, Damien?
No, I think that's a fairly good selection. I haven't really thought about it myself, but yeah, I think that's a fairly good. You've kind of gone through the years a bit there, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice blend of youth and experience there. A few pensioners and a few youngsters. Okay,
Jimmy Keaveney in.
Good man, Jimmy. Okay, moving on to your 3 quickfire questions, Damien. And the first one is our usual one for you. How was last weekend from a Paddy Power perspective on the hurling front, and what was your worst result?
Our last weekend was good. Yeah, we probably got the results we kind of wanted in both of the semi-finals. We laid Limerick pretty heavily, and then on the Sunday we laid Wexford for the match pretty heavily. So we kind of got the 2 results we wanted there. Our worst result was Shamie Callanan, first goal scorer. He's killing our goal scorer figures for the year. It's his 5th first goal in 7 matches, and he's been well backed in every one of those. So I think he'll be about 1 to 2 first goal scorer for the final, maybe.
Yeah, he'll certainly be short. Okay, number 2. What was the biggest bet struck with Paddy Power last weekend, and who was it on?
Our biggest bet was Limerick at 8 to 15, and it was $7.5 grand. So yeah, we got to keep that one anyway.
Beautiful. And question number 3. What has been the most popular bet with Paddy Power in the week leading up to this weekend's last round of Super 8? So who's been the most popular?
I suppose the most popular bet we're laying the last few weeks is Dublin at 4 to 9 for the All-Ireland. We're starting to see a few big bets on that, a good few 4-figure bets coming in over the last couple of weeks. So yeah, I suppose you kind of be expecting to start laying it at this stage when people see it's coming to the end and their money won't be tied up for too long.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I think you don't have to wait too long to cash in. Okay, now it's time to start our preview of this weekend's action, and there's only one place to start. It is in McHale Park in Castlebar, 6 o'clock on Saturday evening, live on Sky Sports, and it is Mayo hanging in there by their fingernails against Donegal. Damien Fitzgerald, can we get some prices and handicaps?
Yeah, the prices are 13 to 8 Mayo, 15 to 2 to draw, 4 to 6 Donegal. 5 to 6 Donegal -1, 9 to 1 the handicap draw, and 6 to 5 Mayo +1.
Paddy O'Rourke, is this current Mayo side not a pale shadow of the side who reached the All-Ireland final?
Yeah, I think that team that were beaten in a few All-Ireland finals and semi-finals, in another era, they could have been one of the greats. They could have took home 3 or 4 All-Irelands. But I think, yeah, there's maybe 8 or 9 of that team that are kind of just clinging on by their fingernails. I think this year, disappointment this weekend could see a few of them stepping away. But yeah, I think they're not as good. But look, they're still there. This is another All-Ireland quarter final. I think have they played something ridiculous, like out of the last 8 All-Ireland semi-finals, they've been in 6 or 7 of them. So I think they have been around the block a bit, but they still seem to have that knack of getting back here to the business end.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. Damien, I was in Galway for a couple of days during the week, and one of the reasons I have a little bit of a sore head this morning. But a friend of my other half, Aoife, is a girl called Emily Sweeney, and she is Donegal's biggest fan. There is nothing about Donegal that she doesn't know. And she is petrified this weekend because there's a little hamstring injury to Paddy McBrearty. There's a couple of other niggling injuries along the way as well. And they're missing a whole host of their stars. Are these injury worries, is she right? Are those injury worries really going to hamper Donegal on Saturday evening?
Yeah, I think you'd have to be a little bit worried from a Donegal point of view until you see the team. Like McBrearty, obviously, he would be an absolutely massive loss if he's out. He'd probably change the price a couple of ticks on his own.
What I'm hearing is basically that he did tweak his hamstring, but there's been constant and like loads of work done on it during the week, and he should be okay. But I hate these hamstring injuries because you just never know. It's just it's so tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a hard injury to play on. Like if you can definitely get a niggle and get it again, and with the semi-final on the week after as well, it's a big worry for Donegal. And I think they might have a few of their defenders back. Neil McGee and Paddy McGrath might look like they'll be back to start. But yeah, I do think it's a worry for Donegal. But I also think, like, on all given form this year, you have to say that Donegal are better than Mayo, and I think that'll probably prove a bit on Saturday night as well. Like, it's hard to say, you can never write Mayo out, but and everything we've seen this year, I think you have to expect Donegal to win this.
And Paddy, we were in Croke Park last Sunday week, and I presume, like myself, you stayed for the second game. They were poles apart, the two games. The pace, the hits, everything about the Kerry Donegal game was better than the Mayo Meath game, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It was played. It was the first game was like a junior match, and then the senior match came on after it. There was just everything, that the level of intensity, the aggression in the tackle, some of the scores kicked, the pace. It just looked so lethargic, Meath and Mayo, compared to how high Kerry and Donegal brought it. Just going back onto your point there about McBrearty, I did a AIB GAA roadshow there during the week, and Mark McHugh was on it, and he said that McBrearty tweaked his hamstring in the last few minutes against Kerry, couldn't be taken off because they'd used 6 subs, and then tweaked it again midweek. So I'd be going that 80% chance that he won't be playing, and I think if he is on the pitch, he won't be at 100%. He also touched on Neil McGee and McGrath. He said that no one really knows what's the story there with them. I don't think they've been training much, and they've missed the last 2 games. So I think now we could see a very different Donegal team than one that we would have seen earlier in the championship.
And Paddy, does that mean that you might potentially be tipping Mayo here?
Oh yeah, in a big way.
No, but are you serious?
Yeah, I think
Go
this
first.
is.
Give me your reasons.
This is gone. If you don't have Paddy McBrearty in corner forward, you can scratch 6-7 points off the Donegal scoreboard. Who's going to be the most reliant fella there, kicking the frees with the left foot? He always chips in with 3 or 4 points from play. He's going to leave the majority of the score, and then on to Jamie Brennan, Michael Murphy. What's the young fella that they're talking about? Oisin Gallen. Yeah, if you're going to be throwing him in at 18 into a packed out Castlebar against Mayo, and next thing he runs into a 50-50 ball with Colin Boyle, I think he could be he could really thrown into the cauldron now at the weekend. It's bringing the game back to a 50-50 contest. If Donegal were at full strength, yes, it'd be Donegal, but you're talking about Neil McGee and Paddy McGrath, probably Donegal's 2 most staunch full-back members, and then you've McBrearty, who's been around the squad for the last 7-8 years and one of the best corner forwards in the country. So if them 3 are missing, you have to weigh up the options. And Cillian O'Connor coming back to tip-top form, this will be his 4th game, kind of didn't play well against Meath, probably feels he's a point to prove, and I can see him having a massive impact on the game on Saturday evening.
So you're telling listeners to back Mayo at 13-8?
I have Mayo win 13-8, Mayo +1 6-5, Cillian O'Connor anytime goal 21-10. Everything is stacked in the Mayo corner. This is all duck or no dinner here. Okay,
well, hopefully it's no dinner. Damien, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd be on the Donegal side. I think
Phew.
There is all these doubts, but I think at the end of the day, Donegal's form is just so far ahead of Mayo's. I think they're just a better team. They have been missing lads, but the lads on their panel that they brought in today against Kerry the last day when they lost a lot of players, they performed well. It wasn't that they didn't really suffer when the lads were missing. But yeah, I just think obviously there will be some doubts around injuries, and I'd probably leave it up until about 10 minutes before the match to back them, because if those lads are missing, you'll get a better price. But I think Donegal are going to win this. I think they're just a better team, and I think they'll have a big advantage on kickouts as well. I think they'll pressure Mayo's kickouts, and I think Sean Patton's kickouts for Donegal has been brilliant all year.
Oh, stop. I'm in love with that man. Those kickouts were just glorious to watch in Croke Park the other day. It kind of, as a goalkeeper, it makes you feel so inadequate. You're just watching them and you're going, this is effortless. I'm kicking the ball and he's popping it into areas and they're running onto the ball. It'll be interesting to see if Donegal get to an All-Ireland semi-final. Is Cluxton going to miss out on an All-Star again? Because if Patton keeps going the way he's going, It could be a carbon copy of last year. And Damien, your best bet on the coupon?
Well, there's one there I'll just mention, 40-1 Patton for man in the match. I think like if his kickouts continue to be good and maybe makes a couple of saves, and with the way everyone's talking about him at the moment, I think he could be a runner for man in the match at 40s. And I like 5-4 Donegal over 1.5 goals as well. I think like Mayo do give up chances to every team. And I think Donegal have a lot of strong runners through the centre, and they should be able to get goals against this Mayo team.
Okay, so we have got the two lads at loggerheads here. Paddy O'Rourke fancies Mayo and Damien Fitzgerald fancies Donegal, and it will be 2 votes to Donegal because I think their class is going to shine through. Okay, moving on to Park Tolchin at 6 o'clock, also live on Sky Sports. It is Meath v Kerry, and Damien, I presume Kerry are very, very short here.
Yeah, Kerry are 1-10, 14's to draw, 15-2 Meath. It's a 7-point handicap, 10-11 Kerry -7. 10-1 the handicap draw, and evens Meath +7.
Paddy, could this be embarrassing for Meath? Could we go out with a whimper and be annihilated on home soil? Or is there one last kick in Andy McEntee's men?
I don't know. It's very hard to see there been any sort of a kick in them. They've absolutely nothing to play for other than pride. Mickey Newman isn't playing. That means that we're going to be missing out on 6, 7, 8 points, maybe a goal. The forward line has been malfunctioning only for him carrying them across the line in any of the games that they've won. So everything is pointing to Kerry. Kerry will want to put in a performance. They'll want to, get the win, number one, because once they win, it just means it doesn't matter what happens down in Mayo. They'll be topping the group and they'll avoid Dublin in the semi-final. So yeah, I can see Kerry going close to being over 23.5 points here at the weekend, and that -7, it looks very reasonable. Or is it minus? I think it's -7. It is 10-11 online. I think like Meath got beaten. They were level or maybe a point ahead with Mayo with 17, 18 minutes to go, and got beaten by 9 points. The same against Donegal. When them 2 games, they had something to play for. This game, if it goes beyond them and Andy tries to blood some of the young lads before going into Division 1 league football next year, I can see this being over after maybe 50, 55 minutes, and just a case of getting out of Nav and getting back to the clubs for some of the players.
Damien, is there a chance we could see some Kerry jitters here? Like, everybody is talking about how they're already in the All-Ireland semi-final and how big the draw was for them. They've only got to go to Navan to beat Meath. Is there a chance of complacency and jitters, perhaps?
Well, I think it depends a lot on the start if Meath can get a good start and get a bit ahead and kind of get the home crowd behind them, then Kerry will definitely be feeling it a bit, yeah. But yeah, like I think Meath do need to get a good start to stay in the game. They need to stay in the game for as long as they can and then put pressure on Kerry and just see what happens. Like, the Meath backs have been good in the Super 8s. Like, Meath have performed pretty well in the Super 8s. I think they've probably been a bit unlucky, and the results look a bit worse than they are. And I think, like, with home advantage, they should be able to put in a lot there for it. Obviously, Mickey Newman is a big loss in terms of scores, but yeah, Meath just need to get a good start. Really, that's the main thing. And if the longer they keep with Kerry, the more jittery that Kerry will get. So I think the start is just key for me.
Right, lads, are Kerry going to defy the 7-point handicap, Damien, first of all?
I think it's pretty tight. I'd probably just about go to -7. I think you would expect them to put on a few scores at the end, like Mayo and Donegal both did to Meath. I'd be -7, but I wouldn't be too confident about it, I have to say.
It sounds like Paddy O'Rourke is a bit more confident.
Yeah, I would be, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that -7 could look very, very big. 10-11, is it, Damien?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10-11. And the best bet on the coupon, lads, Paddy O'Rourke?
Kerry over 23.5 points is 11-10.
Lovely. And Damien?
Both teams to score a goal at 5-6. I think Meath made a good few chances against Mayo and Donegal, and I don't think the Kerry backs are brilliant still, so I think both teams will score a goal at 5-6.
Excellent stuff. That's the end of part 1. Join us in part 2 when we'll be previewing Tyrone v Dublin and Cork v Roscommon.
Friends, Or maybe more. Earn a 20 quid free bet for every friend you refer to Paddy Power, thanks to our Friends with Benefits programme. Log in to your Paddy Power account and share your referral link to get started. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Welcome back to the GAA Postcast in association with Paddy Power. I'm David Jennings, and for part 2, I'm once again joined by Paddy O'Rourke and Damien Fitzgerald from our sponsors Paddy Power. So it is All-Ireland champions Dublin chasing 5 in a row, who head to Healy Park in Omagh at 4 o'clock on Sunday. It is live on RTE. It's potentially an All-Ireland final played in the first weekend of August, because the chances are that both these teams could reach an All-Ireland final. But Damien, at the moment, what way are Paddy Power pricing this up?
We're 7-2 Tyrone, 9's to draw, 3-10 Dublin. It's a 4-point handicap, 10-11 Dublin -4. 9-1 the handicap draw, and evens Tyrone +4.
I was shocked at this handicap. I have to say now. I think you're very good at your job, Damien, and you've got plenty right this year. But I just presumed it would be 6 anyway, and I said probably 7, and then lo and behold, it's 4. Like, what's going on here, Damien?
Yeah, I think the thing is, home advantage does make a massive difference to Dublin.
Does it?
They got a very good test in Omagh now last year. It was by far the closest game they played last year. There was only 3 points in it at the end, and had a few things gone a little bit differently at the end, Tyrone could probably have got a draw out of it. The other thing is, I'm pretty convinced this is going to be a game between the 2 second teams, really. I don't see really the motivation for either side to play their first team with the semi-final coming up the week after. So yeah, I don't think it makes much difference to either whether they play Kerry or Donegal in the semi-finals. So
but does that
does
that not just enhance my point that if they do both play second teams, Dublin's bench is so much stronger than Tyrone's? I think that's part of the process. I think that's why this handicap could be absolutely obliterated.
Yeah, it's a fair enough point. Maybe you're right. I think the thing is, if it was in Croke Park, it would be a 7-point handicap. But I just think Omagh, it's a different field. It's a pretty tight field, and we can see last year Tyrone bringing in the sidelines and stuff to make it tighter. So I just think at home, I don't think Tyrone are going to be easily beaten by anyone, and Tyrone players will be playing for places too. So I don't really think there's going to be that much between them, I have to say.
Paddy O'Rourke, is there going to be a bit of shadow boxing going on here?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a few rumours on the ground that there's a couple of key men going to be rested by Tyrone. I think names thrown out: Peter Hart, McNamee, Matty Donnelly, and Cathal McShane as well. So if that's true, and Dublin play lads that haven't got much game time and have something to prove, to try and get into that squad for the semi-final or even into the team. I was like you. I was very, very surprised to see Dublin -4 at 10-11, and I think it was earlier in the week. I think it could have been Dublin -4 was even money. So I think this handicap is an absolute certainty of the weekend.
Yeah, so do I. I can't get over it. I really can't. I was so excited when I saw it. Damien, are you going to fight your case for not backing Dublin -4?
I just think you would have to see. Obviously, it's hard to have too much opinion here now without seeing the teams, but it's probably like a league match really if it's Dublin's second team, and they weren't very good in the league. I think maybe some of these players that are on the Dublin second team aren't as good as people think they are, especially in the backs. I think they do struggle for the backs, and without their first choice kind of players like James McCarthy, Jack McCaffrey, Brian Fenton, they're kind of weak around that half back line midfield, I would say. So that's the one place I think Tyrone might have an advantage, even if they do have second teams out on the pitch.
Are we going to see Dermot?
If we don't see him today, we won't be seeing him this year, I'd imagine.
Surely now, Paddy Power, they would price on how long I'm going to spend in the shower in the morning. You would chalk up anything. Surely there's a price on Diarmuid Connolly starting or not, is there?
There isn't. We had it earlier in when the news first came out that he was coming back. We had a price. I think it was about 1-2 to start the game and 6-4 not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he'll probably start. Like, I think like there's no reason to bring him in unless you're at least thinking of using him. And if you're going to want to use him in an All-Ireland semi-final or final, if you're under pressure, I think you have to play him here. So I'd be surprised if he didn't start. I think he'll probably start. So that'll definitely be a point of interest.
Do you think he'll start, Paddy?
I'm not sure if he'll start, but I think we'll definitely see him before the 75 minutes is up. I just like that. If they're not going to use him for the rest of the year, it'll be that they won't have brought him in just to make up the numbers for training matches. I think that they're going to have to see, is he still up to it, and has he still got the pace and the skill levels required. So yeah, I think we'll definitely see him at some point, but I'm not too sure if he'll start.
Okay. So we're all, well, myself and Paddy are agreeing that Dublin -4 is the best bet of the weekend. Anything else on the coupon that you like, Paddy?
I think this weekend, just looking ahead with the weather forecast, I think it's going to be pretty mixed bag. It could be a bit of rain if it does turn up, and if Tyrone are going to play their blanket defence, I think under 37.5 points is 5 to 6, and that could be a player for people's multiples.
Damien, what do you like on the coupon?
Just one player who's kind of caught the eye on sub-duty for Dublin the last couple of games is Paddy Small. He's 15-2 first goal, and he's 9-1 for man of the match. And I think he'll probably definitely be staying on Sunday. And I think if he can continue his form coming on as a sub, he's got a good shout for one of those markets.
Okay, I like to say that. I just don't think this Tyrone team is as good as the team that got to the All-Ireland final last year. That's my theory on Tyrone. And as you know, Damien, I am the founding member of the Tyrone fan club, but I'm not convinced by them this year. I think they're going to struggle from now till the end of the year. Okay, moving across to Park E Ring. It is 4 o'clock on Sunday. It is Cork v Roscommon with nothing to play for but pride. Damien, how do you price this up?
We're 8-15 Cork, 8-1 to draw, and 2's Roscommon. 10-11 Cork -2. 8-1 the handicap draw, and 11-10 Roscommon +2.
Right, I think Roscommon are a huge price here. I don't think there's as much between these two sides as the betting suggests. And you like Dublin hammer every team. Like, do you know, they got a man sent off. It was a bloody nightmare. I thought they played very, very well against Tyrone for long periods. They beat Galway, they beat Mayo, and here they are 2-1 to be the Cork side that were probably ranked somewhere between the 12th and 16th best team in Ireland at the start of the year. I'm hoping you'll both agree with me here. Paddy, you first.
I don't know. I'd be pretty surprised now. I think like both of them have absolutely nothing to play for other than pride. I think again, Rossies did they slip down to Division 2 for next year?
Yeah.
So they're going to have to play some of their fringe players to see what have they got in reserve. Cork the same. Look, I wouldn't be. This could go either way, and I think it could be a glorified challenge match, and you could see a massive score being run up. So I wouldn't be hanging my hat on either team to win this. I think it's a lot closer, yes, than the betting provided, and I literally wouldn't be picking either of them to win this match.
Damien, what am I missing here? Why are Roscommon so big?
I think at the end of the day, Cork probably have better players than Roscommon. I think they have a stronger panel, and if there are going to make a few changes, which you would expect, I think the players on Cork's bench are probably a bit stronger than Roscommon. Like if you look through that Cork team, like I think like the majority of them have won under 21 All Irelands and stuff like that. So I just think they do have a better base of players than Roscommon too. The other thing I think is like as a dead rubber, you'd expect it to be pretty open. And I think the Cork have better forwards. Like Roscommon's wins in Connacht were kind of based on really good defence and not conceding goals and kind of keeping the game tight. And like in a dead rubber game, I'm not sure they're really going to do that. So I think like Cork just have the better forwards, and in what I would expect to be a very high scoring game, I think I'd expect them to come out on top.
Okay, you're wrong, but you're entitled to your opinion. Paddy, what way is this going to go?
I think it's going to be a bit of a cricket score. I think over 39.5 at 5 to 6. But I also like the look of Cork over 1.5 goals is 6 to 5. I think Brian Hurley and is it Luke Connolly inside and maybe Mark Collins. I think they could they could cause a bit of danger inside. I think that they'll get more than they get 2 goals anyway, I think.
I did tipping for the Tyrone Cork match in the Racing Post, right? And my first 2 bets, right, I had three bets that basically came unstuck in the first 20 seconds, right? I tipped Cork not to score a goal, right? Cork not to score a goal, for Matty Donnelly to score more than Luke Connolly, and what was the other one? I can't remember what the other one was, but basically 3 of my selections were literally gone within 20 seconds. It was like they do work goals very well, Damien, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I think they go for goals, and they like the likes of Rory Dean and is a good runner from deep, and then Connolly and Brian Hurley are just great finishers. Like, I think, yeah, my main tip is kind of along the same lines: 2-1 over 3.5 goals. I just think it'll be a really open game with nothing to play for, and I think like all Cork games have had goals so far this year, so I don't really see why this game should be any different.
Excellent. So we're going to have a high-scoring encounter in Porky Ring on Sunday. That is Cork against Roscommon. All that's left to do now is reveal our best bets of the weekend.
This will not be beaten.
Dublin -4. I got there first, Paddy. You're going to have to think outside the box.
Right, I'll back it up there with Cork over 1.5 goals at 6-5.
Excellent. And are we going to make it a treble, Damien?
Yeah, I'll go Meath and Kerry, both teams score a goal, 5-6.
Excellent. So Meath and Kerry, both teams to score a goal. Dublin -4 and over 1.5 Cork goals. That treble will be enhanced on the Paddy Power website, and you will see Racing Post GAA Postcast next to it. My thanks to Paddy O'Rourke and to Damien Fitzgerald from our sponsors, Paddy Power. I've been David Jennings from the Racing Post. Don't forget to join us next week when we'll be previewing the All-Ireland semi-final.
Check out Paddy's Rewards Club. Simply place 5 bets of £10 or more across any sport in a week, and you'll get a free £10 bet then next week. T&Cs apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.